This is a Chefs Without Restaurants mini episode on what it means to be a chef with Virginia Willis.
This is the Chefs Without Restaurants podcast with your host, Chris Spear. Each week, I'll be speaking with food entrepreneurs and people in the culinary industry. If you're interested in learning more about our organization dedicated to helping people build and grow their food businesses, look us up on the web at chefswithoutrestaurants.com and .org, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Chefs Without Restaurants. Now, enjoy the show.
This is another one of those What It Means to Be a Chef episodes. This week, I already aired a full episode with Chef Virginia Willis, and I highly encourage you to go check it out. So like I've been doing with a lot of the other episodes, I've been excising the portion where I asked what it means to be a chef. And for those of you who haven't heard one of these episodes before, what I'm doing this season is asking all of my guests what it means to be a chef, and taking that portion out and releasing it as a little mini series. I think it's an interesting question, especially for the Chefs Without Restaurants community, as most of us don't work in restaurants, but people think of chefs as someone who leads a team in a professional restaurant setting. So I would love for you to let me know what you think about this. Do you like this series? What do you think about Virginia's answer? Feel free to send me an email at chefswithoutrestaurants@gmail.com or DM me at chefswithoutrestaurants on Instagram. And if you enjoy the show in general, I would love for you to share it with people. The best thing you can do is let everyone know that the Chefs Without Restaurants podcast is out there. We can be found on all podcast players, so just get the word out. And if you really love us, leave us a review. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great weekend. One question that I love to ask is, what does it mean to you to be a chef? And it seems silly to ask, but do you identify as a chef? Because I talk to a lot of people who say they don't even identify as a chef. They'd rather be a cook. So what does that mean to you?
So cook versus chef, that's a great question. And it really is it's hard to answer, because I do consider myself a cook, but I feel like that the society wants to call me a chef, right? And you know, I had a friend that I help out with sometimes, and I've told her last week, I'm like, look, I'll do anything you want. You just got to be clear with me what you want. I will wash dishes, or I will produce a TV series, a full-fledged, TV cooking series. I'll do either one. I'm happy doing either one. I just need to know what you need from me. So it's really not about ego, right? I mean, I guess if I were I'm asked all the time, what's your tagline? And I have gotten where I say chef and James Beard Award-winning cookbook author, because those are crystal clear about what I do. In the past 30 or so years, the chefs went from being completely blue collar to being with the advent of Food Network, right? And now you have people that if they can hardly pick up anything more than a butter knife, but they're calling themselves a chef because they don't have a lot of experience, but it's a complicated business. And I think that there's definitely a rock star sort of feel to it with some folks. And, once again, I can't tell you how many times I've been asked oh, you're a chef. What's the name of your restaurant?
Yep.
Nope. Nope.
Me too.
Go to chefswithoutrestaurants.org to find our Facebook group, mailing list, and chef database. The community's free to join. You'll get gig opportunities, advice on building and growing your business, and you'll never miss an episode of our podcast. Have a great week.